Good day, everyone. Morning, evening, afternoon, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today, I'm pretty excited to present to you a game I've been wanting to get to the table for a while, and my generous players have given their time to do so and indulge me. So, we will be playing today the One Ring second edition rule set by Free League Publishing, and I'm pretty excited to do so. We will be running that game and mainly in Eriador and using this tome here for inspiration, Ruins of the Lost Realm. You can see it in the background. I may or may not take adventures from this tome, also Tales of the Lone Lands, but I'm not sure yet. We're going to kind of go where the players take us and what inspires us to go. I do have the starting adventure, which hopefully the players will take the hook for, and I will let you know what that is when we get there. The first thing we need to do is introduce the players and then form our company. So let's go. Let's do like one. Go back and forth. Amy can introduce one of your characters, and Arlen introduce one of yours, and then we'll do the other two. So Amy, go ahead.
Alrighty, well, I am playing two characters. My first one is Myrtle Brandy Buck. And as you can see here, she comes from a well-to-do family, landed with the Westerfirthing gentry. I guess I'm pronouncing that wrong. She lives in a hobbit hole in a little dwelling. It's rumored that her great-grandfather once vanished, only to show up 3 days later at the local inn, talking about how he had seen North Moors. Some believes that her fortune came from a giant hoard from her ancestors' discoveries, but she pretty much doesn't believe that. But she is a treasure hunter. She is patroned by the White Wizard, and
No, not White Wizard.
huh?
Not the White Wizard.
Gray Wizard, and she's 23 years old.
Okay, and Myrtle is a hobbit. If you guys didn't catch that. Okay, one of yours, Arlen.
All right. I One of my characters is Bruni, who is a dwarf, one of Durin's folk, and he's probably I think he's one of the wandering dwarves after the attack on Erebor. That some of them didn't go back to the kingdom under the mountain. And so he's a scholar interested in all of these, ancient pieces of lore and all of that sort of stuff. And he also is a pretty fierce warrior in a fight. He's got a big, long-hafted axe and his mail shirt and helm and shield. And he also knows a lot about traveling around because he's been doing a fair bit of that. So that's pretty useful for a traveling adventure company.
Yeah. All right. I do have a question for you, Arlen.
Yes.
So, what does Bruni think about the retaking of Erebor 20 years ago in our timeline?
So I think he is, I suspect because, right, most of, even in the time of The Hobbit, right, almost all of the members of the company had been born after the taking of Erebor by Smaug, and so didn't ever know their homeland. It was only Thorin and Balin who had lived in Erebor when it was a dwarven kingdom. And so I think Bruni is in a similar position where he's heard about this kingdom. He's really kind of interested in seeing what a kingdom, the last great kingdom of the dwarves, is like. Because right by now, Balin, I don't know if Balin has left on his expedition to Moria at this point, but obviously Moria has been lost, and Gundabad, and there's the dwarves in the Blue Mountains who are kind of doing their thing, and the dwarves in the Iron Hills. But Erebor was, the big deal for a long time. So he's interested in traveling there, although he's never been.
Okay. Yeah, and the great thing about the One Ring is that they did a whole lot in the first edition, and we may get. It depends. We'll see how it goes. We may get into differences because Arlen played One Ring the first edition extensively, and this is, I guess, your first time playing second edition.
Yeah, I've run second edition a couple
Oh, nice.
times,
Okay.
but I've never played it as a player. So,
Well, I hope I do it justice. But
I'm
he
sure.
will help me with some of the rules if we get
Well,
confused.
and my rule knowledge maybe because the when I ran second edition, it was the like the beta version that they
Oh,
had
right.
for Kickstarter backers
Mhm.
because I was so excited by it. And I just ran first edition adventures within the beta version. So there's some changes that have been made since then also that we'll see. I'll have to look up the rules for those.
Right. Okay. All right, Amy, your second character.
My second character, but I'm choking on myself here, is Gwenin. And Gwenin is I can't pronounce what she is, where she comes from. Basically, she's a ranger, a frugal ranger. She's a warden. Um, done, do it
Yeah.
done, do it done. So she has the blessing of the kings of men. She's bold. She's true-hearted. She does have mastery in stealth and exploring. She has a keen long sword. She carries around the maps of the old realms that her family has passed down to her. And she basically just likes to travel around and try and help people, but she spends her off time in Bree at the Dancing Pony,
Dancing.
Prancing Pony. Um, anyways, but she has mastery in longsword, and then she also carries a bow.
Yeah.
So that's Gwennon.
Cool. All right. And then your other character, Arlen.
All right. My other character is Orodreth, who is one of the elves of Rivendell, the so-called High Elves. Um, and he is a warrior who has been sort of brought up on the tales of the ancient elf lords and the powers of the elven kind in like the first and second ages. And he's definitely not there yet, but he has this kind of vision of elven martial valor that's really his thing. So he's really good with his sword and with his bow, and he has a special cunningly made mail shirt that fits really nicely, and so it doesn't weigh as much. And yeah, he also has his knowledge of the orcs is pretty remarkable
Okay.
because he's a dedicated foe of orc kind.
Nice. All right. So so the characters have character sheets and they'll be rolling on there and you'll be able to see all the different things and it has a built-in symbols. But for the GM, I didn't see like a GM sheet. So I will be, and I guess I could make NPCs, but I will be rolling physical dice. You can see here the physical dice, and then they have the symbol of Gandalf here as their 12, which is an automatic success in this game. And they also have the symbol of the Eye of Mordor here because of shadow. And that is not necessarily an automatic failure, though it is a 1. It equals a 1 on the dice. So that makes it a hard to fail. And then I have my 6-sided dice, and they have the Elven rune on the 6, and that grants extra successes. So it's like a bonus dice and especially in combat, but also in skill checks, that could be very important to those extra successes. Okay, all right. So we form our company, and any ideas on how? So we will be starting in Bree. That's going to be like the where the starting point for this adventure, and it is their safe haven at the moment. Any idea how this company of different types of characters formed? We already have that Myrtle is been, I don't know. There's a rumor. What was the exact terminology in that relationship with Gandalf,
She's
Amy?
favored.
Favored by the Grey Wizard. So that is a good thing and a bad thing. Everyone has heard about the famous Bilbo Baggins in Hobbiton, who was also favored by the wizard. He's still hearty and healthy, even 20 years later after his great adventure. We are in 2965, by the way, of the Third Age, which I don't remember what that is in Shire Reckoning. I apologize, Tolkien scholars. But that's where we're at. So about 20, 24, 25 years, 20, yeah, about 24 years after the expedition, I believe, um, to retake Erebor with the Dwarven company under Thorin and Balin. So Balin is still around. He kind of visits the Shire now and again, and visits with Bilbo. And the Grey Wizard makes his appearance now and again. And apparently, he's also favored Myrtle for some reason, and therefore he is. It makes logical sense that he is also your patron. So his favorite callings are messengers and captains. I don't think anyone is a messenger or a captain, though, right? In this company,
Not at
but
the
hey,
moment.
it takes all kinds, right? Um, so you will, when we do our fellowship points, you do get extra fellowship points, and then you can also spend these fellowship points to make a shadow test favored. So if you have to test against shadow, you roll two. When favored, you roll two of the d12s and take the better result. Well, that could lead to an increased chance of getting the 12 or the Gandalf symbol. And then his agenda, though, is to warn the free peoples and inspire them to action. So, right. So, if you start in Eriador, the ideal choice for starting safe haven is the village of Bree. It's at the crossroads of the East Road and the North Road. And everyone journeys across the land to stop at the Prancing Pony for a pipe to smoke in comfort. So, we'll start with developing your fellowship rating. So the group of player heroes is more than a band of roving mercenaries, and I'm giving you guys time to think of how your company formed while I give you the mechanical benefits of the fellowship, where we explain that to our listeners. And at its founding, our common goals and mutual respect. This feeling of trust is recreated in the gameplay by the company's fellowship score, and this is expressed in a numerical value. Fellowship is a pool of points that you share among the players, while hope is something that you use for your own inspiration. So, and you can spend points of fellowship to recover hope when resting, for example, and it can also trigger special effects tied to the company's patron. So, for example, what I explained, Gandalf's being favored when you test against Shadow. So, the starting fellowship of the company is equal to the number of player heroes in the group. So that would be 4, and it could be augmented by any value, virtues, or cultural blessings. I don't know if anyone has a virtue or cultural blessing that boosts the fellowship.
I have Kings of Men and Allegiance to Dunedain, and Myrtle has Hobbit Sense and Favored by Grey Wizard.
And Arlen, do you have anything that adds to fellowship?
No, I don't think so.
I think I know, like the Men of Bree might, and Bjornings might, but okay. So you guys have 4, plus you get an extra 2 because of Gandalf. He gives you 2 fellowship points, which is kind of nice, actually.
Okay, so where do I put my fellowship points on the
So we
sheet?
can. I don't know if we want to keep track of that on as a separate token, or I guess you could put it on your sheet. What do you guys think?
Um,
I just put it on both the sheets, but since it's a shared resource, right, then that just means we have to keep track of whenever anybody spends one. But that's not too tough.
But we could do that like on like on the chat. We put like put starting fellowship here. We can just keep track of it.
would it be easier as a token on the screen?
Yeah, I mean, I could see if I could have a. I don't know if I have the Gandalf symbol. That would be kind of cool if I had that.
But while you're doing that, I think the way Gandalf would have met Myrtle is she's rumored to be a thief. She's
Mhm.
a bit of a busybody. I think she was probably trying to tinker her way into one of the Hobbit houses and didn't realize that Gandalf and Bilbo and the rest of them were in the back talking about stuff, and she walked in on him, and he probably laughed and told her that he would make a messenger of her then, maybe. I don't know. That's
And then
how I.
she decided not to do messenger.
No, she's not. She doesn't want to be. She wants to be a treasure hunter. But
How about that?
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, so I will put. I guess we'll do it like yeah, we'll do it like this. I'll put it in blue
Okay.
as a blue bar. You can see.
We start with 6 out of 6, right?
Yep.
Now, as far as hope goes, do we ever recover our hope?
Yes, you can recover hope during the fellowship phase. There's like a downtime where you can recover hope, and there might be other places where you can get more hope depending on how rolls go or victories and things like that. But I know for sure during fellowship phase, you can regain hope, and you can regain your fellowship also. So we'll see. I don't know how far we'll get today. If we'll get through the adventure. Usually, I guess the way it works is usually there's like maybe like an adventure per season, and we'll start here in the spring of the year 2965. So in theory, you go on your journey, and then journeys are in this game are just to let the listeners and remind the players that they're pretty arduous. You go through a series of steps and a procedure, and you gain what is called fatigue, and that kind of wears on you because the land is not happy-go-lucky necessarily unless you're in the Shire or sequestered in Rivendell. But it's even Bree is in the wildlands, right? Even Tharbad is in the wildlands in Ariabor. So there's not really a lot of safe havens around. So it's tough to journey. So and that is reflected by the adventuring rules and the fatigue that you get. So during the fellowship phase, you can go back to your safe haven and recover that. So we'll see. We'll see how, like I said, how far we go in this adventure that I have planned. All right. So there's another thing that we do for the company. So actually, Myrtle gave an example of how Gandalf met her. So then, how did and I guess it makes sense that Gwennon could have been quote unquote assigned to watch over Myrtle as one of the rangers of the Dunedain, and they have a good relationship with the Grey Pilgrim. So what about does that make sense, Amy?
Yeah, I mean, she figures she has babysitting duty with any hobbit that happens to come into the prancing pony.
Yeah. So and of course Myrtle's from the Brandy Bucks who are around around the Brandywine River, but has come to Bree for some reason. Okay, and what about Bruni and Orodreth? How are they joined this fellowship?
Um, Probably started as more of like a matter of convenience, right? Because they seem both like they're kind of wanderers with their goals, right? Bruni as a scholar searching for all of this evidence of the ancient world, essentially, and Orodreth looking for ways to fight back against the shadow and hunt down, the enemies of the free peoples and all of that. But I think, probably the sort of thing met in Bree and figured out like the classic adventuring party. Oh, we've got kind of similar goals and we can work together, right?
Mm-hmm. Do they know of Gandalf or have met Gandalf? You think?
Well, they probably know of, right, because Bruni probably knows that Gandalf was part of sort of part of Thorin's company to retake Erebor, and Orodreth obviously is from Rivendell, so he, you know, knows a little bit about some of the stuff that goes on. Probably have seen him before, but not know him directly, right?
Right. Okay, so
And do you think Gwennon would know Ordreth? I would think, because I don't know how old Ordreth is, but I mean, Gwennon's been around a while and maybe heard of him. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, she might have, and she's about 40 years old now, so she's on the younger side. But I'm assuming that she would have ventured into Rivendell at some point in time.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, certainly, and certainly the close relationship between the elves of Rivendell and the Dunedain
Yeah.
is something that we know a lot about.
I don't know how Bruni would get to know Gwennon and Myrtle except through Orda, but I mean, I would think
Um,
if
just as a
Gwennon,
scholar.
yeah, I mean, if Gwennon saw you in the Prancing Pony, she would probably at least say hello.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yep. And it is possible that Myrtle has sort of weaseled or charmed her way into being like a server at the Prancing Pony, because the Prancing Pony does cater to both the small folk, to the hobbits, and to people. Um, so maybe
I would think Myrtle would be pretending to be a servant in order to get the treasure
a
for the
server, like
coins.
a server, not a servant, a server.
I know, a
But
server, but I mean, she she would probably take the pitchers of ale off of there if she could reach them and deliver them to people, and when they put their money down, keep it for herself instead of giving it over to the bar. And I think
oh,
she's done that one too many times where they've caught her, and now Gwennon has to keep an eye on her, type of thing. It's this whole babysitting role between Gwennon and Myrtle. So now she's
okay,
not allowed to be a server because she takes too much of the profit.
right. So now we have a fellowship focus. A company's fellowship focus rating represents the loyalty that adventurers feel towards each other, but some of them might share an additional level of companionship with another member of the company. Such a bond may be due out of respect for someone who's wiser or nobler, a special friendship shared with an old acquaintance, etc. So each of you can choose a member of the company in your fellowship, um, and the players can opt to choose their fellowship focus later, of course. But then when you, it's kind of like the buddy system in Twilight 2000. But in this case, when player hero support provide support to their fellowship focus, you would spend hope, and normally, in the support action, you'd spend hope, and you normally get one dice. But if they're your focus, then you get two dice. So I guess you can choose. Yeah. The benefit comes at a price, though. For caring for somebody, you gain one shadow when your fellowship focused person is wounded, suffers a bout of madness, or is seriously harmed. So it's up to you, if you guys, if you want to have fellowship foci. Um, that's up to you.
Well, I think Myrtle would just be enamored with Bruni. The fact
Okay.
that she knows he has money and he can help her get to where she needs to get that money. I think
Okay.
that Bruni would probably be Myrtle's.
Okay.
So that's what I would put under fellowship focus.
Yes. The I guess it's the pathway to treasure as a treasure hunter.
That just seemed logical to me.
All right,
And
Bernie or Arlen, for one of your characters, or either or both.
All right, I think Orodreth, his fellowship focus will be Myrtle, because that seems like a classic. That we got to look out for the hobbits because they always get into trouble, and kind of fits in with his sense of himself as like a warrior protecting the free peoples. The hobbits are the most obviously in need of protection of the free peoples.
Okay.
yeah, and I think Gwennon, I don't know. I mean, she would probably choose Myrtle, but at the same time, she's enamored by Ordra.
That's
So,
the call. I mean, you can start with Myrtle because you said you were assigned as a babysitter, and then see how the adventure goes. And you can always change it during fellowship phase, right? So,
yeah.
or something dramatic happens.
Something always dramatic happens when hobbits and dwarfs are
All
around.
right. And does Bruni have a focus, or he's going to wait?
I think Bruni is going to wait. That
Okay.
seems like the thing to do.
Okay. Well, now that we got that settled, I will. We open in Bree at the Prancing Pony, and if I were a good GM, I would have had like a picture of the Prancing Pony. But I'm a slacker.
We could always pause for a second while you pull it up.
Oh, I'm sure I can find an image very quickly on the.
Well, while you're pulling that up, I'm assuming Myrtle is over there by Bruni. Like, hey, do you want to share a beer? We can talk about, like, I see all the fun stuff you have, like axes, and it looks like you're really good at treasure hunting. Can you help me? Because I'm aspiring to be a good treasure hunter.
I think this is a good one.
Why, it's not just treasure hunting. Makes it sound so thoroughly, I don't know, less noble. It's discovering the secrets of the ancients, understanding the history of our peoples. Even little hobbits like you can understand that, I'm sure.
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm actually not as small as you might think because I'm wearing heels. But I'm very excited by what you could teach me.
Yeah, I like keeping the fellowship in the middle. It's kind of cool.
Image of a hobbit character figuring out how to, do the hobbit barefoot thing and then also wear like a strap on heel for the very back of the foot.
Yeah.
Yep.
She almost has to in order to reach up to the counter to have grab those beers, and her little escapade in being a server at the Prancing Pony didn't last very long because that heel makes quite a bit of noise when she's walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and probably Barnabas Butterbur calls out, Myrtle, Myrtle, you're not a server here, Sir Dwarf. She's not a server here. Do not pay her in any coin. We tolerate her. And he kind of looks at a glance at probably Gwennon, maybe in the corner smoking a pipe. A typical ranger thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where.
She'll walk over and grab Myrtle by her cloak and set her down on a chair. Say, I told you to stay here, please.
And
Can't rest in peace. I apologize, sir. Is she bothering you?
I guess he's asking Bruni.
Oh, not too bothersome. Just, how the hobbits are. Always very inquisitive.
Yes, I know them all too well. And she'll ask the barkeep, did she take money this time again? Because I can have her clean the dishes in the back while we talk if needed.
No, she hasn't done anything yet. But the night is young. The door opens. I mean, what is Orodreth doing? Or what is Orodreth doing while this is little vignette or escapade is going on? This seems like almost a regular thing.
Yeah. So I think Orodreth was, kind of sitting in the corner, not smoking, but with, hood up so that nobody can see his ears, right? Because that's what the elves do when they're undercover.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides to sort of stand up and come over, and he says, perhaps we should retire from the common room. Seems that there's this, whatever disturbance you all have created, probably upsetting the other guests.
Well,
it's good to see you. I apologize for Myrtle's behavior. As always, they keep a room for me off to the side where I can speak to Myrtle about her actions. We can retire there.
Right before you can do so, however, the door opens. A gust of cold wind blows in, kind of giving a chill. It is spring, but it's still the wind from the north sometimes whips up and brings a coldness to the area. And this group of men walk in. They walk straight up to the bar. and they slam some coin on their barkeep. A round for everyone.
Gwennon will grab Myrtle's arm to keep her from running up there and grabbing the bag of coin.
Yeah, so I guess we'll do our first roll here. If you guys take an interest in what is going on. Myrtle, definitely, it seems. Bruni?
Mhm. Yeah, I guess we'll all be interested.
Yeah, so we'll start with a scan or awareness.
Okay. Who do you want to roll first?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, Myrtle
Let's
saw
go,
it.
Myrtle. Let's go Myrtle first. Yeah.
Okay, so awareness, so no bonus dice. It is a failure. She didn't notice, apparently, because...
Would you like to use some hope?
No, because I'm pretty certain she can't pay attention because Gwennon is holding her by the arm.
Yep.
She's a little distracted.
Okay.
So
You definitely overhear that they and they kind of look at you, kind of like and put their pull their coins closer to get themselves in a pile, but you overhear them, Myrtle and Gwennon, who is there as well. Yes, they brag that they retrieved these from the tomb in the Barrow Downs. All right.
Does Gwennon have to roll something to know if she knows where that tomb is?
You could.
Would that be lore?
Yes, you can make a lore check, and and Bruni, if you want to scan or awareness or address, same. Dang.
Man, she's failing on everything.
Your target numbers are high. All right.
So I will. Yeah, Bruni can make a lore.
All right.
He thinks he knows about the Barrow Downs.
Well, Gwennon, yeah, you've heard of them. It is a place of shadow that is to the west of Bree, between here and the Shire, slightly to the southwest. But you've never been there. The Dunedain avoid it for cultural and obviously shadow reasons. But so
yeah,
that's what you would know anyway.
Okay.
Let me do. I'm going to have Bruni roll to see if he knows anything else about the Barrow Downs. Success.
All right. So, right, I think, yeah, there are in the Barrow Downs. It's way back at the beginning of the Third Age. They were corrupted by the infamous, legendary Witch King of Angmar, and there are the dead walk in the Barrow Downs. Whites, they call them. You actually, you're sus about their claim. Looking at this company of men, honestly. So I think either you or you can, if you whisper that to your fellowship here, either you or Adreth can follow that with a scan or awareness as well.
All right. I will. Yeah, I'll whisper about the Barrow Downs, corrupted tombs of the ancient kings of men.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that these have the fortitude to brave the shadow in such a place.
Well, the drinks start coming, though. They are true to their word. You see Butterbur, he kind of puts the coins up, holds them in the light. So giving you guys a chance to check him out.
All right. I will have Orodreth do an awareness. See if he can figure out anything else about what's going on.
No.
Terrible. No.
Bruni?
Oh, I already did you want me to do scan for Bruni?
Yeah, I mean, someone can do another thing. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I think we're going to need to confront him in a minute, but
What's that? You're going to confront them?
Well, yeah, we're going to talk to him in a minute, probably, but
okay.
I'll have Bruni do a scan first to see if we can get anything more from.
Okay.
If Gwennon does
there we go.
awareness, and I have a little check on it, how do I roll that then?
Oh, it does it automatically. If you have a check on it, it's favored roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you did a lore. So yeah, I guess Gwennon and Bruni can do their scan and awareness. So go ahead and Gwen and do your awareness too.
All right, and Bruni succeeded on a scan.
Oh, Gwennon. Okay, that was fantastic. Okay.
Can
Oh,
she
look at
go
that.
up to them and speak to them about I
All right. Well,
appreciate.
yeah, I'll give you like the result of the, and then you can decide what you want to do. How
Okay.
about that? All right. So Bruni, when Butterbur holds them up to the light, you're like, those are not coins from old Arnor or Athadane or whatever, right? Right.
Arthedain
Not
is one of
Arthur.
one of
Yeah,
the kingdoms.
those in fact are dwarven coins.
Arthedain and Cardolan and Rudar.
Yeah, those are in
Yeah.
fact dwarven coins.
Mm.
Gwennon, you also notice those are not coins that you've seen, of ancient tombs for sure. And then you also there is a strange accent among them that does not seem like it's definitely what's a Western, right? Is that the common tongue?
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely like a hint of an accent in it. You can't quite place it. And these men, you would say, yeah, they're definitely they don't have the bearing of explorers or treasure hunters. Um, I guess you can ask me another question if you want to see if you can notice anything else about them as well with that extraordinary success.
Well, I think Gwennon, first of all, in her mindset should be these are not coins from that realm, and this is foolish of them to show dwarven coins at the Prancing Pony when there are dwarfs among them because they're
Oh,
going
you
to.
have that map, don't you?
Yes.
All right, you might be able to with
Do I
Butterbur holding them up to the light. You may be able to place.
do I have
Okay,
to roll something?
no, you don't have to roll. You got an extraordinary success, so you got. I wanted to give you more information than what Bruni learned, which is that they're dwarven coins. They're not they're definitely not from the Barrow Downs, right? These
Mm-hmm.
men are not fighting men, and they have one of them, or the spokesperson, has a strange accent. And then finally, I would say that you could, with your map, because you have that map, you feel like this is uh, these coins are probably from the southern. You see like a symbol on there, or a marking, or maybe a landmark that's prominent on the coin, and you're like, this is from like southern arid Lune, so the southern Blue Mountain area, which is an area of ruined towers and old dwarven holds, as well as the old holds of Arthur. I keep pronouncing it wrong. I apologize. Arthurdane. All right.
Well, I think
Okay.
Gwennon very quickly go up and place her hand on one of the traveler's shoulders and speak softly to him so not to cause attention and say, why do you have dwarven coins from the Blue Mountains that you state are from somewhere where you do not have the look that you have been?
All right.
Especially with many dwarfs around you, this could be cause for not just alarm, but a fight. Is that wish what your wish is? To start a fight, sir?
Um, hmm.
Do I have to roll something for that?
No. I'm trying to think. Bruni or Dreth, do you want to do anything?
Um,
See Gwennon go up there.
yeah, we'll follow Gwen in, and Ordreth is going to be sort of ready to add his own, questions.
All right. So the guy kind of, do you have to roll anything for that? Give me an awe. Roll awe. And do you have a bonus? I mean, you might have a bonus or a trait that can, if you want to spend hope ahead of time, that can give you a bonus there.
I mean, I have shadow lore, but I don't know.
Um,
That doesn't help with this. I have bold and true hearted, kings of men, I don't really have anything that helps with awe.
Well, Kings of Men, especially, but it could. I mean,
You want me to just roll awe?
yeah, well, it may be that makes it favored or something anyway.
I'm
Kings
not
of Men
sure.
is a bonus
Oh, it
point
gives
to
you an
attributes.
attribute. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it does anything for this, and
but
but you're
you said bold,
successful.
right? Bold. You're successful.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So he like turns around and like looks at you, um, and he says kind of meekly, he stammers, I guess, because you made your all. Are you calling me a liar?
I think you might be misspeaking. And when we are excited about things that we have found and we're trying to do something wonderful for the rest of us, we tend to boast a little bit more than we should. I just want you to be aware of your surroundings, sir. There are many dwarfs around you, and many that are adventurers that come through here. Not only would they like to take your coins from you, but I do believe that the dwarfs would like to take them back from you, and perhaps at the cost of your life.
All right. Bruni, you wanted to follow up?
Oh, I was going to have Orodreth be ready to follow up, depending
Okay.
on how they respond.
Okay. Well, that's how they respond. And you want to.
All right, so Orodreth will kind of step forward and he pulls back his hood, and so you can see that he's an elf
Mhm.
instead of hidden away. And he'll say, "Perhaps you do not understand. It is requires great valor to stand against the shadow, and I have great doubts that you are the sort who would brave the Barrow Downs for this treasure." And he's doing the idea is to sort of intimidate them with awe until they tell him exactly where they got the treasure from.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a bonus dice because you're kind of banking, not banking, but following up on Gwennon, who's already put him at illit, put him, I guess, made him vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool, cool.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, they go, truth be told, elf sir, we got these in the easternmost foothills of southern arid Luin. There's a powerful, well, they say powerful, maybe, but then they kind of take it back. There's a castle there from the time of the kings. Wanderers speak of an eerie blue light that can be seen from the Sarn Ford, like a star shining above the river mist. No one goes there, but these coins are from there, at least falling around. There's something in that castle.
Well, Gwennon would say there's many myths as to what's in that castle and what's not. It's from
All
the
right.
days of men. Did you
Yeah,
enter
Broody.
the castle?
No, no, ma'am. No, we did not enter the castle. We got them around, but there's a lot of them in there. I mean, yeah. Okay. What is the?
Is there a BS meter?
Yeah. I think is that scan too also.
I think riddle is used
Oh, riddle.
to
Yes.
understand if somebody's lying,
Yeah,
basically.
riddle. Yeah. So
All right.
That's probably Myrtle's forte.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, Bruni's good at riddle
oh yeah.
also, and it seems
Great.
like yeah. So let's check.
Check
We could
riddle.
have Bruni and Myrtle both do
Yeah,
riddle
they
to
can both.
see.
Let's go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice. But does that mean you rolled a thing?
They both.
Yeah, both of us
Oh,
rolled
geez. Yeah, he's
with a 6 on our.
definitely lying. They're definitely hiding something. Um, you believe they did get the coins there, but they're hiding something else.
Mm.
And
Myrtle would like to say, you know, she'd probably tug on Gwen's cloak and say, I think they might not be telling the truth. Perhaps they got this bag as payment for something else because as a treasure hunter, Why would you gather what's scattered on the ground and put it in a bag you don't own?
Yeah. And also, Bruni, how far have you traveled, Bruni?
Uh, Probably a fair bit. I mean, I've probably been to Eredlune once or twice, right? Because there's a lot of dwarfs there. So,
How far to the east have you traveled?
how far to the east have I traveled?
Mhm.
Probably not over the Misty Mountains, I think. Because
Okay.
I think if I had, I would have gone all the way to Erebor, right?
Right.
Um,
That's right.
so probably just all in Ariador.
Ariador. Okay.
Yeah, Ariador.
Okay. Yeah, I think this will still work, but I will. I wanted you to make a lore check anyway with the bonus dice.
Okay.
But that great success. Now that accent that you picked up and that Gwen mentioned and picked up earlier, you're like,
Mhm.
I've there's some traders that you heard of Tharbad who come from the south. This
Mhm.
guy has that accent almost.
Mm. All right. Lore for Bruni. With the bonus die, you said?
What's that?
With the
Yeah.
bonus?
Bruni with the bonus dice. Yes.
Yeah, lore for Bruni with a bonus. Another great success.
All right. This old lore. I wish there was a way to like check these, to like hold you, give you. You don't need any extra hope. I guess I would give you extra hope for these. They're really good,
Well,
but
do you,
no one's used any hope yet. So, you know.
Nobody's needed hope yet. No.
All right. So, yeah, merchants from the south, and if you want specifics there, because you got that great success, uh, you've heard they're from like Far Harad and places like that.
Mm.
These traders. Okay. All right. So, Bruni.
Would Gwennon have any tales of this area from the south on her map that she could ask Ordrith about, or Bruni?
Probably not here yet. I would save that, but I don't think anything. Not on your map. Your map is basically like that big map of Ariador that you have there, right? With all the ancient sites. If you need to look with a lens or a magnifying glass. So okay, Bruni, the tower. This tower. This tower. This tower is left of a fortress built at the time of the North Kingdom of Arnor. It's that old. It was built atop a dwarven subterranean ruin. It was besieged at the time of the war with Angmar and fell after a long resistance. Some say that treasonous dwarves betrayed the Dunedain, along allowing the forces of the Witch King to enter the castle through secret ways. Whether you keep that to yourself is up to you.
Um, so Bruni will probably he'll do the international hand sign for "Don't trust these fellas" to Ordreth and Gwennon, and then he will. I think he'll sort of ask. I think he'll say, "Well, may I examine one of these coins from the ruins of Eredluin?"
Yeah, you can examine.
All right, so he's just gonna.
I mean,
He doesn't actually want to.
They're looking at like, how many of them are there? I should roll to see how many people. I never rolled to see how many there are. There's only like 3 of them here.
So he doesn't actually want to get anything from examining. He's just looking like he's looking at it and looking over it. And then Bruni will say, "You should perhaps be aware the dwarves of old were poorly minded to part with their gold. Ancient curses can lie upon these things that are the patrimony of the free peoples."
He goes, well, Sir Dwarf, if you want it, you can have it. There's plenty more where that came from.
Plenty
Plenty.
in any.
Yeah, Myrtle wants to pipe up and say, "Can you take us there?"
They all nod at the same time.
Oh, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Bruni, can we go?
Like too eager.
Yep.
I mean, you get that too, Myrtle. I'm basing this off I mean, you could totally read these guys. I mean, both Bruni and Myrtle can totally read these guys. with that great success. So they
All
nod
right.
way eagerly, like this, like almost like as if this was their plan all along to entice some people to go with them.
Well, Gwennon will put her hand on Myrtle's shoulder and say, "Little one, perhaps we should take a moment to discuss this with everybody before we venture off. We are not prepared for venturing right at the moment, and you need to take the heels off."
All right. Well, the spokesperson, he introduces himself as let me see if I can give you a good name for him.
Dimitri?
No.
I'm sorry, just being silly. I know that's not a Hobbit name, and it's not a Lord of the Rings name.
Mhm. No. Oh, they have. That's nice. Okay, cool.
Gwennon will make a notion with her eyes to that back room to the remainder.
He tells you his name is Thorson.
Sorson?
Thorson, yeah. He says, "Yes, I am Thorson," and he extends his hand to shake whoever will shake his hand.
Gwen will shake his hand, but with, a little bit of reluctance as well, because she still feels
Yes.
like they're trying to pull something over on her.
Yeah, he goes, "Well, we if you are interested, we leave. There's bound to be more coin in the castle, and we leave for the morrow for Tharn Ford. If you would accompany us, that would be great. I can take you to." Yeah, I think he's gonna mess up because of he's awed by the Dunedain and the elf, right? So he's like, "I'll take you to my leader, and we can get you in that place."
And who might your leader be?
You see one of the men has to put a hand on his shoulder there.
Sir.
He says my leader is, but it doesn't stop him. My leader is Sabian.
Sabian?
He is like you. He says, yeah. Here's what I rolled. I rolled a one, and a Eye of Mordor for that roll.
Mm.
He goes, he is, his name is, he is Sabian. He is like you. He points at Gwennon.
Is it Dunedain? The Dunedain? How do you pronounce this? The Dunedain?
I don't know if a common person would know what that is necessarily. What do you think, Arlen? Someone in this region know that term?
Well, they'll probably know it as like rangers, right? Because they don't really know that, right? They don't know the history of them. And Dunedain is like a Sindarin word, right? Because it's West Man. So it's
he probably looks at you curiously, like doesn't understand it. If you want to rephrase it as like a ranger, you can say that.
Like a ranger?
He says, "Well, and then another guy laughs. He goes, he ain't no ranger."
Then what might he be?
So Orodreth will put a hand on Gwynon's shoulder, and he clearly knows what's going on. Bruni sort of taps his axe to signal, and Orodreth is going to do something special, because one of the things that the elves can do is they have the blessing of Elven. Well, the high elves have Elven wise, and I think the elves of Linden have it called differently. But basically, an elf can spend a hope to get a magical success on a roll. So Orodreth is going to spend 1 point of hope and do awe again. And it's the classic, like the elves have this sort of capacity to seem kind of intense and otherworldly. And Orodreth kind of rises up, and there's this sort of, it's almost as if all the like in the Fellowship of the Ring, right, when the lights go down around Gandalf and he kind of rises up, and
Yeah.
something similar looks kind of immense and intimidating in his armor and his sword, and like ancient elf lord, and he says, you have clearly not taken this treasure for yourself. You have stolen it from the ancient dwarves, whose it was originally, and you have stolen it from true treasure seekers who have found it. Confess now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta give you something I forgot to mention. Tracking the awareness of the eye.
Yeah, they're going to be aware. Yeah, for sure. But he's like, yeah, that's his thing. Is he's like a.
I'm trying to find a good symbol for it that's similar to that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, Gwennon will.
Um,
Can't Oradeth read her mind if she speaks it to him?
No.
Elves can't do that?
Elves can be insightful, perhaps, but not like read minds. No.
But I mean, like ESP, where if she thought it to him that he could hear it?
Uh, no, I don't.
Wrong type of elf?
Wrong type of elf.
Wrong. Yeah, that's
Okay.
magic is not like it's such subtle or I mean it's like this like awe inspiring more like
Yeah.
uh, grr.
Well, Gwennon wants to lean to Ordreth and say, perhaps we need to remove the coins from here if the eye is all seeing.
We would never probably wouldn't say that.
Well, she's talking to him. That's why she wouldn't say it out loud, but.
I guess this is good enough.
Or she might make mention of perhaps we should remove the coins if that cannot be seen can see it.
All right, so I will calculate. So that just increased the eye awareness.
Yeah, because I did it. I did a magic as an elf.
Yeah. So he says, shoot, Lucas, let me see. He's gonna spill some beans here.
Because what Gwennon is thinking is if we remove these coins and put them back to where they're supposed to be, that has no effect on the eye, right? The eye still sees us.
Well, so to kind of talk outside the game for a second, I don't think the coins have anything particular to do with the eye's awareness.
No.
I think that what Ordra thinks is that someone else basically found the ruin and got these coins, and then these guys who are from Harad and their leader is one of the Black Numenorians, and that's why he said he's like you, because it's the Numenorians who settled in that part of the world before the destruction of the island. So they're like, genetically similar, but they're evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that they just, killed another adventuring party and took these coins from them, basically. Mm-hmm. And they're going to do the same to us if we go with them.
However, what Bruni speaks is true though about this place. It is definitely it's definitely something that Gandalf might want.
Yeah. I think it's a real place. I just think that these guys didn't get these coins. Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Gwennon would like.
He says our leader because our leader go ahead.
His leader is Sabian?
Well, yeah, his late he goes Sabian has us there in this near this castle, and we want to. He wants us to explore in there, but we're just not strong enough. And he said, "Go find some people to do so." And he said this was the best way to do it.
So Sabian gave you these coins.
No. The coins are from underneath the castle.
And you went underneath the castle to get these coins?
And then the other guy said the other guy tries to pipe up. Sabian's really powerful. You don't want to mess with him.
Mm. And how did these
And
coins
the other
come
guy's
into
like,
your possession?
but he's at our camp. He want, and then the guy just like grabs him and throttles him, and then Butterbird's like, "Whoa, hey!" Like he just grabs him and tries to shakes him to try to get him to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy is like looking at you guys. Let me see what this reaction could be. Yeah, he's got his hand on his like dagger already. That guy, like looking.
Yeah.
He's like,
so I think we ought to.
Guys aren't. They're like freaking out.
Yeah.
They totally flubbed their mission basically.
Yeah. So I think we should. I guess Bruni will say, "Barkeep, I think you might want to summon the watch."
Well, can Gwennon, the one that was speaking freely-ish to us, maybe
Yeah.
out of turn that they're trying to hurt, can
Sorry.
Gwennon grab that one and take him into the back room?
Yeah. Let's do. I guess we're gonna wrestle for this guy. So let's do. I guess we could use. Is there athletics? Right? There's an athletics.
You can use athletics, or you can use for a lot of improvised combat. You can use just your best combat score with a 1 die penalty, basically.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
athletics, she only has a 2, but she's got a pretty high strength. That's what I was kind of hoping for.
Yeah, you can. No, you can roll. Yeah, you can either roll your athletics to grab him and just straight out, or you can roll your sword skill and it'll end up being like a tussling match. Like athletic, kind of pull him away really quickly.
Like use my longsword.
Not really. You would basically roll that with a 1 dice penalty, like Arlen said.
Yeah, that's for like improvised combat.
Well, it's the same. I have 2 in swords, -1 is 1, or in athletics I just have 2. So we'll roll athletics.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. You do not. You failed to grab him because the other guy, has pulled him away or whatever, and they're gonna try to leave this place.
All right, I think the other characters are going to start trying to grab. Seems like Oradreth has got pretty good athletics, so he can just try to grab.
Okay. All right. Since I was going to give you, if you want to spend some hope, remember you can spend hope.
Yeah. Well, I don't really want to spend hope with him because he gains it back really slowly.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Bruni or Myrtle?
Myrtle's not a fighter. She doesn't even have anything in athletics, so there's nothing for her to roll.
She could try to do something else, though. I mean, these guys are really distracted. Burglar?
Can she sing a song?
No, these guys are really distracted, Burglar.
Okay, so use her her burglar's tools, or just grab stuff?
Like pickpocket them or something. What would that be? Craft?
I was thinking more like removing their trousers or something, or tying their feet together so they can't leave, something like that.
Oh, what would that be? I think that'd still be craft, right?
I think a lot of that is stealth.
Oh, stealth.
She's trained in stealth.
Because stealth is like going unnoticed, but it's also like pickpocketing and doing all of the lock picking stuff.
She tied their shoelaces together, as if they have shoelaces, or at least tied their feet together enough. Yeah. Not the one that they were fussing with, but she was successful.
Okay. All right. So which one? The guy who's we'll say the guy who's like grabbed Slorson is named Malmint. You don't know that guy with whose hand has a hand on his knife, but because Sorson's going, Malmint, what are you doing? So he gave his name away. It's like, oh, you're killing me, Sorson. All right, so Malmint, you're going to tie his or tie like a rope around or a string. I'm sure you have a string in your handy haversack.
Yeah. I mean, just tie his feet together. But so when he goes to move, he falls.
Yeah. Okay. Well, would you like to spend hope to get 2 dice because you're a burglar? You can be inspired, and if you're fishing for a 6, so if you get a right now they're
What am I
tied.
rolling? I already rolled stealth.
No, I know, but if you would like to spend some hope to get a greater success, so like if he does move, he will fall. Like right now, you probably got him tied, so he's going to be like hindered. But if you want him to like trip and fall, I think that would be like you need like an extra success.
Okay,
So
so if I use hope,
yeah, spend 1 hope and roll 2d6, and you're fishing for a 6. You still succeeded, but
okay,
you.
so change it here, or are you changing it on the blue one?
I think it should be linked.
Okay. And then roll 2d6. I moved it down one. Did it move it on the token?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 2d6.
No, okay. Well, they're tied together. It's hindered, but
Then that was a waste of hope.
nah, because it would have been cool to get that great success. I mean, okay, Bruni, you're going to do anything?
Yeah, so Bruni's so his weapon is a long hafted axe, which is sort of like a battle axe, just with one side head, but long enough to be a walking stick for a dwarf.
Yeah.
And he's gonna kind of pull it out and just hold it sort of, sideways across, like blocking, and say, like, I think best stay here till the watch comes, lads.
Okay.
Just trying to kind of, physically be in between them and the door.
I think
Right.
that would be an awe check. Does that make sense? Are you going to use your
That
battle?
makes sense. Sure. Awe or battle works. I was thinking more awe because I don't really want to.
Interposing yourself, battle would work too.
Well, I don't really want to actually fight them. I'm just trying to convince them not to push me that far, right? More.
Yeah, battle. So you interpose would make sense.
Cool. I will do battle.
And you see Myrtle like tying Malman's feet together, or she pulled out a rope out of her sack, and oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. So now I really need to calculate the eye awareness. Okay. So it's going to be for you guys. 1 or more dwarves is a 1. Hobbits or men don't contribute, which is great. 1 or more elves is 2, and a Dunedain. So it starts at 5, and then we've had one magic, 1 eye from you guys, and 1 eye from their guys. So you're now at 8.
Yeah.
And I got to figure out how to do a count up.
Do eyes from them count towards? I think it's just eye results for us.
Yeah, but I think in this case, he's such a screw up. Like he mentioned that name and
yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think how do I do a count up? I guess I just do.
You can just have a bar that goes up to 20 or something. I don't remember what max.
Yeah, well, I know it's 18 is right now because you're in a wildland.
Yeah.
18 is no 6. You're at a borderland, right? You're a borderland, right? So I'll just put it 18 right now, and then that could change depending on where you go. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope that's good enough. I'll try to match the tokens if we do this again.
I'm trying to figure out what she could do. I think she would probably, since she missed at grabbing him.
I think we're gonna have to go to like a combat thing.
But she missed him, so she would probably have her hand on her sword.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to go to a combat-like occurrence now, because I think that Bruni, when you stand in front of there, like the shutters like whip open as a cold air bursts in, and you see that third man there who's now in front as the other guys are wrestling, and then Malmit hasn't moved yet, so we'll see what happens with him. But he pulls his dagger out and it says, "Dwarf, you need to move aside." So I will get the stances out here. So and I need a bandit token, which I do have. I do have a bandit token.
So how do we roll initiative then?
Don't you guys go first? Well, it goes like the way it goes is heroes go first, but we go in order of stance. So we go like from forward to rearward in stance.
Okay.
And there's various things that I can do. There's a stance card. I don't know if is a handout better or is I just put on the, I'll just put it on here so people can see what I mean. But the stances, I'll put a card here as well. So, because the card has the rules for it.
That's pretty small.
No, I know I'm making it bigger. Right. So this is kind of how put on, make sure I put it on the right layer because if not, things will move around and I'll get annoyed. All right, so our first combat. Wow, we haven't even left the bar. All right, so these are the various stances. Is it readable? I can make it bigger.
I think the image is too small for it to be readable. Not that. I mean, we can read the names of the stances, but the actual image itself is just lost too much.
Yeah, that's too.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think it's okay that
I can make it. I can make a handout. I'll keep this here.
Yeah.
Look at, and then I'll make a handout for you guys if you need to refer to, or we can just. Anyway.
Well, and the stances in this version are a lot easier. Also, as part of it, because they just basically give you bonus dice or give and then bonus dice or penalty dice and penalty dice, and then a couple of special like you can do a different action, right?
But I'm not understanding that. I'm standing next to the guy. My hand was on his shoulder, so how would that be defensive for me?
It's not. I mean, we haven't chose their stance yet. Because they're more of you than them. I'm gonna tell you what stance they're gonna be, and then you guys can choose who to engage with and what stance to be in. Now, that's what we do first: is choose the stance. Right. So the guy with the knife is gonna come at you, Bruni. So I'm gonna put him in the forward stance, and these other two guys are rearward because they want to try to get away.
Mm-hmm.
But but you guys are gonna force them into action anyway, right?
Well, Myrtle would be right up with Bruni because that's her buddy. She wants to protect him with her ever so. I guess it's not really intimidating, her little short sword.
Well, stances are not just positioning; they're sort of a like behavior more. So you can have a character that's on defensive who's like at the front line, who's trying to protect people. Rearward is the only one that's like an actual position because it's like literally if you're behind the line that you can shoot with your bow.
Right.
But your stance is more like kind of how you're behaving than like your position in the formation, right?
Well,
just to be clear for everybody that.
Yeah, I mean, Gwennon wants to get her hands on the one that they're trying to rough up. So wherever that would be for her.
It's not a where you're at. You can be wherever you're at, but it's just, are you gonna fight normally, defensively, or like aggressively? I guess that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what she's thinking about doing. You can tell me what it would be. She's thinking that she would pull out her sword and try and knock the whatever dagger that guy has out of his hand to avoid a fight if all possible.
Right. So I think that'd just be like a normal stance, an open stance.
Okay.
And you don't have to attack. There's other things you can do as well. There are some combat actions that you can do in lieu of attacking. So you can use awe in the forward stance, battle in
very good at awe.
Yeah, battle in the open stance, and what is it? Is it enhearten in the defensive stance to help your buddies?
It's enhearten and open and battle and defensive.
Oh, okay, battle and defensive. Okay,
Yeah.
so enhearten. Okay, so you're
So
gonna be
yeah, enhearten. So basically, each of the stances also has an extra thing you can do. So if you're in forward, you can do an intimidation roll. Basically, if you're in open, you can do an enhearten, which gives everybody back a little bit of their endurance.
Mhm.
If you're in defensive, you can do protect companion, which basically you use battle to reduce the strength of attacks against one target. And then if you're in rearward, which is where you shoot with your bow, you can do prepare shot, which is just aim so that you have a better shot. Um, but they interact in kind of interesting ways. So like the elves can take a special virtue that lets them do prepare shot as a minor action, which makes them really deadly as archers, right? So there's kind of interesting, right? You use your skills, but you also sort of use your position, because it also matters like your stance. If you're in forward, you get bonus dice to attack, but enemies get bonus dice to hit you. If you're in defensive, it's the opposite, and if you're in open, it's all even basically. So it's kind of a several moving parts.
Yeah.
Right. All right, but I'm gonna have Orodreth in forward and Bruni in open.
Okay.
So can she use like stealth to take it away from him, take it out of his hand or something like that, or is that not something she can do?
Myrtle. Yeah, you could try to use stealth to disarm. I'll let you do that.
Okay. Well, whoever you want to go first, Ordreth is.
It's going to be Orodreth in the forward stance.
Yeah.
So I don't think you get a bonus. You get a bonus dice to attack.
Yeah, a bonus for attacking, but Orodreth is not gonna attack. I'm gonna keep doing the awe thing because it seems like that's been working all right.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do Orodreth is going to draw. He's got this, beautiful ancient, well, not ancient elven sword, but this beautiful elven long sword, and he draws it out and says, "Stand down immediately." And he's gonna do roll to intimidate to take his on a successful roll. Enemy's morale has been shaken, and all opponents with might 1 are made weary on their next attack roll. With a single success icon, it affects adversaries up to might 2, and with 2 or more success icons, penalty is applied for all adversaries for the whole fight. Basically, this is going to slow them down for right now if it works.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Using awe. Terrible. Nope.
No.
Oh well.
All right. So then, any of the other three who are in an open stance?
Well, Myrtle wants to try and run up and use stealth to basically, in a way, take the sword away like a treasure hunter.
Yeah. Try to disarm them. That's fine.
Steal it, basically.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. So he has no. So just roll your stealth.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. You like grab it and pocket it or whatever. You can. I mean, I don't.
She wants to go so fast that he doesn't even notice it's gone, and she'll put it in her knapsack. Hold on to that for later.
Ordinary success. I mean, this isn't a fight, so you can do a couple other extraordinary success choices.
Nothing
I mean,
like having a thief in the group.
I don't know, Ordreth, maybe you did awe him because all of a sudden he has no weapon.
Oh, sneaky.
That was cool. Yeah, let me see. There's like because you got 2 extra successes, so there's things you can do in combat.
Can she go back and tie the other one's legs to? I don't know which one's legs are tied together.
I'll put. So the guy with the flag is the guy with the knife out. I say
no
this.
Longer. He doesn't have it anymore.
And then this is. I'll put this guy here. I don't want to put little names, but so the guy with the thing around is like that's Sorsen, who's like, totally flubbed his little mission. This guy.
Sorsen?
No, Sorsen is this guy here.
Okay.
The guy who's like got the aura around him, and then the guy with the net is the guy who you tied his feet. Okay, let me see. You could special blow. That doesn't fend off.
So where's the one that they were trying to hurt?
You can basically you can use any. Now that you have that dagger, you can give yourself. You can spend one of those successes to increase your parry by one, just in case. That's probably the best thing.
Increase my what?
Increase your parry by one
Oh, just
temporarily.
temporarily.
Yeah, because you're not doing any damage. I mean, you basically, I say you
But
farming would just be knocking it to the ground, but you got an extraordinary success. So one extra success, you just took it out of his hands, and now you have it, and you can use that extra success to give you an extra parry.
right, but that goes away after the fight, right?
Yeah, it goes away after this round, so it's just for a round. So we'll see if they attack you.
Then it's not worth it to do anything. Just put it in her pocket. I mean, she was thinking about tying that other guy's shoelace, with another rope or whatever.
Well, but the next time you
But
can do.
but where is the fourth guy? The one that they were.
There's only three. There's only three.
Then who's the one that they were trying to beat up that was truthful with us?
Sornin.
Him? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. I guess Gwennon or Bruni.
Well, Gwennon's kind of aware that Myrtle has that knife now, so she's not worried about this one up here.
Okay.
I think she would again try and grab him if she could, but
Yeah, go ahead and make.
she doesn't have good athletics, so I guess she'll use the sword.
Okay.
Kind of to intimidate him to.
Well, yeah, that would have been in the forward stance if you wanted to do that, but that's fine. Or you can just use the sword to like part them, not by damaging them, but like slamming the sword down on the bar and separating them. So like maneuvering him away. I'll give you that.
Okay, so just roll my longsword.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
No bonus dice. No. What's my target's parry, it says?
0.
No,
You're 2 away. Would you like to use a hope to make that a success?
I guess.
Okay. Roll a d6. All right, you got it. All right, so these guys are separated now.
How did I get it when I only rolled a 2?
Because 2 plus 11 is 13, and that's what you needed.
Oh, I didn't know we were adding it to something.
Yeah, we're adding it to the 11, which is what you got.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so they're separated, like that sword slamming down the bar, kind of breaks the wrestle, and Sornin kind of steps back. Bruni.
The one that is tied up trying to shepherd away the talker, Bruni's going to come up and he's going to, since he's got his axe out, he's going to try to not attack him like a deadly attack with the axe, but to sort of whack him in the stomach to get him, knock the wind out of him.
This guy here.
Yeah.
All right, so give yourself because he's kind of hindered with that shuffling feet now because he's like, oh, what the hell, and go ahead and give me actually attack with the bonus dice. That's how that works.
Just no target's parry.
Oh dang.
Anyway, so I'm not trying to actually, like I said, not trying to actually hurt him permanently, just knock the wind out of him so that he stays down.
Yeah, let's see the damage. Well, I mean, when you take out their endurance, they go down. So
Yeah.
Well, when he shuffled, he didn't fall over at all?
He might fall over. That's a good question. He might fall over now, depending on how bad his hit is. Yep, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to see if. I mean, unfortunately, you didn't make him weary, right?
No, it would have been great if I had made him weary with Orodreth and then knocked him. Oh well.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Got it.
The rules in this are like Morkborg. You're not designed to be successful.
Uh, I don't know.
That's how it feels.
So their attribute level is 2. That means they need like an 18. No. Okay, it's against your. Oh yeah. Okay, that's okay. I got it. All right. He topples over. He's not out, but he like and then he like you hit him, and then he like yeah, he gets his feet caught up, and he falls like flat on his stomach in front of you, Bruni.
Mm-hmm.
He is now prone. Also, he failed his athletics to to sustain or withstand that blow. All right, so he's messed up. It's their turn now. This guy in the forward stance, he's got no weapon.
Nope. Does he notice he doesn't have a weapon?
Oh, well, yeah, he's like, oh, that's yeah. I guess he's gonna try to punch Orodreth. I guess
Yep.
it's like, what foul magic did you use on me, elf? No, I mean, all of a sudden he has no weapon. I mean, it was an extraordinary success. Okay, so I guess so. Your what's your parry?
My parry is 18.
Oh, I need an 18 to hit.
Yeah. Oh, but he gets an extra. He gets a bonus die because I'm in forward.
Oh, okay. I was gonna take a dice away because he lost a weapon. But, okay. Whoa. Oh, it's a good thing. I rolled a 13, so it's a miss, right? Yeah, it's a good thing because I rolled a. If it would have hit, it would have landed. I rolled a 6 on one of the dice.
Oh.
So he misses. He tries to punch you and he misses.
Yeah.
Okay, and these guys in the rearward. Sorson's gonna run. He like takes off, like running out the door. He's like so messed up. He's like.
Yeah.
So he flees.
Can Gwen tell him that's not logical? Please stay. I wish to speak with you. I will protect you.
I could do that in the next round. And this guy here. I mean, he's moving towards the door. I mean, he's going to take them. He's not. It's not. I mean, it's a kind of a not. I mean, it's not empty bar. I mean, it's got obstacles and tables and chairs and stuff. So he's moving towards the door. Let's just say he won't get away yet. This guy here. What's he going to do? He's going to try to in rearward. You can't really attack, right? There's nothing to attack with. You're on him.
So the rules for rearward are kind of odd. You can't take rearward normally unless you have people blocking for you, right. Basically.
I guess he's technically in an open stance, I guess.
So I think you can go. So you can go defensive and try to flee from there.
Yeah.
If you're in rearward, you can flee automatically. If you go into defensive and successfully attack the enemy, basically, you can choose your attack to be a flee. If that makes sense.
I guess they were defensive, so I'll put him in open then. But this guy's gonna flee. He's gonna try to flee.
Yeah.
But technically he can't though, right? Because Gwenon is in the way. No. She has more of you than him, right?
What do you mean?
Well, anyway, I'll do this guy first. He's gonna try to grab. He's gonna try to grab Bruni.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does grab you. I got a Gandalf. So 16 anyway. So he grabs you.
Well, okay, wait a second. I don't think that do they get automatic successes for
Oh,
But
okay.
Carl, he was prone and his legs were tied together. So how did he get up, get over there,
He didn't
and
get up. He crawled over there. I gave him one dice less, and I rolled a 12 and a 4. So I got a 16, I guess. I
but
don't do think.
did he undo his feet?
No, he still got his legs tied. Do they get
Okay.
do they get automatic success
So
too?
they do get automatic successes, but they invert their dice. So they get an automatic success on an Eye of Sauron and
Oh,
a 0 on a Gandalf rune.
I did that
That's the way it
wrong.
works for them.
I did that wrong with it when the other guy did it. Okay.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Well, they're not like evil men. Well, I guess they are evil men, but they're not. They have resolve. They don't have hate.
Well, yeah.
I'll just
Resolver.
yeah. I'll just if they have resolve. If they have hate, then I'll invert it. But if they have resolve, I think I'm gonna.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he grabs you, but I don't know if he can't. He can't really do anything. Like a doing
Yep.
damn. He just grabs you. You're like, what are you doing? I mean, he just grabs your legs. That's all he can do.
Yep.
What's the thing about defensive? What do they have to do to run away?
They have to make a successful attack roll against. Let me read it again because I don't remember if it's against an adversary or like all adversaries. Because that obviously matters when you're
He
trying to
doesn't get
flee.
away. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
That's against none of you. So Gwennon, he's trying to get away, but you're like stuck. You're kind of blocking him.
Oh, because so I don't think I don't think there's a system for bad guys running away because I think it's just for player characters because it's you roll an unmodified attack. So it uses your target number, but since bad guys don't have a default target number, for I guess you could do against like their attribute rating.
Yeah, their attribute rating, which is
18.
So
Yeah.
either way. Okay. Yeah, Gwennon, he's trying to run away, but you're like blocking him from getting out.
Well, I had my hand on his shoulder, and then I put the sword in between them.
Yeah.
So I think she'd be back to. Can she? She's really bad at athletics. She has 2.
Well, I'll figure it out. Okay. Well, first we're gonna do this. What stances people are gonna do is this guy's still defensive. This guy's open. This guy here is gonna. I think this guy's gonna go defensive too now because he has no weapon.
I think. I think what Myrtle would do is she would get her new little knife out that she took from him and just be standing there like, okay, I'll stop anybody that comes by. So I guess that's more defensive.
Yeah, so you'd be defensive down here. Okay. So you guys can pick your adversary.
And
So I'll just put them there, but I know what they're doing. So
and Gwennon, I don't know what you would count that as. She is openly trying to grab this one to get into the back room. So
Right.
is that forward or just open still?
just open.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and this guy is on. I think this guy's going to have to go forward now, Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
You're defensive. This guy's defensive. So you guys can technically gang up on this guy if you needed to.
Gang up on who?
This guy here.
Oh, I don't know that Myrtle necessarily needs to gang up on him, but
Yep.
maybe.
So she's okay. All right. Opens heroes in forward stance.
All right, Bruni, the guy who just grabbed his legs, he's gonna smack him with the axe again.
Bonus dice because he's prone.
Yep.
Oh, 2 bonus dice actually, and he's tied up.
His legs are tied up. Yeah.
2 bonus dice. No parry. No. Terrible. I guess I'll use 1 hope to try to roll at least 2.
Yeah. All right.
And I rolled a 3.
You knock him out because it's 6 more damage, right?
Yeah.
All right, you knock him out. All right, so he's done.
Yeah, one hope down. All right. Orodreth is going to try to do something similar to the one who got disarmed, smack him with the pommel of his sword,
Okay. All right. He's fighting defensive, so I guess that's
So, yeah, one off.
yeah.
But Orodreth, I should have added one more because Bruni was in forward. So it's even forward and defensive because I get a bonus dice for being in forward attacking.
Oh, right. So okay. Well, then give your hope back because yeah, keep your hope back.
Makes sense. All right. And then Orodreth, even forward versus defensive. Where did I? Yeah, bonus. No bonus dice. No part. Parry. Cancel.
Nice.
No. Terrible.
That's a hit. Oh, it's a failure. Oh, dang, dude.
It's a failure. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Maybe we're scared that you would hit Myrtle.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Right.
Or he's just not used to fighting, smacking somebody with the pommel. He's used to using the blade.
Like, is this guy's not an orc? So anyway.
Yeah. It's not just going to cut him down.
Yeah. Gwennon, you're up.
Okay, well, she's going to try and grab him again, so I guess that's... I was trying to see if there was something else I could use.
Well, I would say you could try your awe again because you're not trying to like.
I have less in awe than I do athletics.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather use stealth because it's checked, or hunting, or explore, or lore. All those are checked. Insight, but I guess we're doing athletics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, or you might be at
No.
Oh.
I guess
Right. You're one away. You use one away, so you can use a hope to.
I guess. Hopefully these come back and I'm not wasting them.
Oh, yeah. You. That's a extraordinary success. So you grab him. Yeah.
Can I grab him and move him to the back room?
Yes, with the extraordinary success, you grab him and move him to the back room. Butterbur opens the door for you.
Okay.
All right. So you got him back there. So you guys see like Gwennon grab this guy and drag him over the bar.
I can't move this token. But I'm assuming I'm strong enough and I'm tall enough, I just pick him up and move him.
Yeah. So they're like, I guess they're out of combat in a way. She's grabbed him. She's talking him down. Okay. He's lost his resolve. I guess that's the best way to explain it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Myrtle, do you want to get this guy or no? It's your turn. You're defensive.
She's gonna try. Is he holding anything that she might want?
No. I mean, I guess the coins are like have been spilled all over the bar and behind the bar now,
Because I'm thinking, could she stealthily... Well, I mean, he doesn't have a weapon, right?
Right.
And he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
She can't really punch him, and she wouldn't want to. Maybe the thing to do, and I don't know if this is something that I can do, but just to absolutely annoy him, she's going to tell him, use riddles up and down.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. You could do like to distract him. That's cool.
Just telling him riddles and telling him, I'm not going to let you leave till you get one right.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
She's successful.
Oh. Okay. So he's going to be like distracted. So people will get a bonus dice.
I mean, he has no way to attack her, so she figures this is probably the better thing to do. And while she's telling all these riddles, if she could, she's going to be making an eye on where all these coins are to see if she could easily get them when no one's looking.
Right. So I guess Myrtle's like, I don't know, twirling or juggling and talking about some riddle of the knife, Orodreth and Bruni. And the man's like this man's like really confused. He's trying to get out of here, but he can't. really get out of here. Okay. New round stances. You guys have a bonus dice to attack him, by the way, if you wanted to try to subdue him.
Yep. I think we're going to do that.
If you're doing that, Myrtle's plan is she's going to scurry around and grab all the coins. She possibly can.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you can go in the rearward stance and do that now because you guys are way outnumber them now. Okay, go ahead, Goradeth and Bruni, have at it.
All right. I'm going to have Bruni do the 1 and Oradrith do the 2.
Okay.
All right. 2 bonus dice. 1 for distracted, 1 for forward.
Yep.
No parry.
Wow.
Great success.
He's done.
So 6 damage for the axe.
Becomes
plus
12. Yeah. Well,
yeah, heavy blow is 12.
12. It's doubled, or is it?
It's plus your strength.
Oh dang, dude. Okay.
And I guess it's an additional +1 because I'm using my axe two-handed right now. So 13.
He goes down like what? Like
yeah. Smacked over.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
While you're doing this, Myrtle is crawling around the ground collecting coins. She's just about got them all.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think Bruni kind of comes around and smacks him with the haft and sends him over and then whacks him in the head and he's knocked out. And he turns to Oradrith and says, "Ha! Never try to wrestle with a dwarf."
Nice. Okay. Well, cool. Let's pause here.
Yeah.
Before you do that, Myrtle wants to go up to Bruni. She has like a handful, like 5 coins, and she's like, "This is all I could get for you, but weren't these once dwarven coins? Do you need them back?" Knowing full well she has an entire bag of these coins, but she's trying. She's in awe of Bruni here.
I'm sure we can find a good place for them.
Okay, she'll give those over.
All right, well, let's take a pause here and come back to it.
All righty.
We've had our first little combat. Of course, it seems like it's a stereotypical barroom brawl, but I mean, with all the nuance that is involved in Middle Earth epic, I think that was pretty cool. A lot more.
It's like the scene in Meduseld in the Two Towers when they take away all of Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli's weapons and they're still beating up all of the guys from Rohan.
Down the hall.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like that. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a pause and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back. The combat is over. The watch has been summoned, and I guess they haul these ne'er-do-wells away. And, they talk to Butterbur, and he's like, yeah, and, they came here, and they caused this trouble, and, they were... And they kind of make a joke. They said they went to the Barrow Downs, but really they just... The elf lord there says that he believes they stole it from explorers.
Well,
yeah,
Gwenin would have
kept troublemaker. Huh?
Gwenin would have kept Sorsen. She wouldn't want him to leave.
Right. So you could sit down here, get Sorsen a drink, and then talk to him and ask him questions.
Well, who wants to go first, or do you want her to go first? Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Because I think Gwenin would be like, okay, Sorsen, it seemed like you had more information you wished to share with us, and those comrades of yours, they don't always seem very good, seem to have been attacking you.
Right. He says, well, because, he says, our goal was to try to lure people as yourselves. That's what Sardane said, you adventuring types to the castle. Well, I guess it's a fortress and it used to be a town. and now there's this tower in the midst of the ruins. It can only be accessed by an entrance to an underground guard post and a bridge, and we kind of go in there. Our group, we have a base there, and yeah, our goal is to like lure treasure hunters and others there. I don't know what Sardane wants. He comes and goes. But anyway, we have a camp there, and in front of a small cave near the edge of this chasm, just sort of not too far from Sarn Ford.
And after all this, do you wish to still adventure?
I ain't no adventurer, ma'am.
Meaning, would you like to earn some of those coins that Myrtle has in her bag back by guiding us on the right paths and perhaps maybe getting us places that only you would know of?
I mean,
Betray us once, and your head you shall lose, but if you wish to be, shall we say, more of a scout role for us, we might employ you for, say, 10 of those coins. And it is up to you what you say happened to your others.
well, I can definitely take you to the camp, or where the camp is. I mean, I honestly know of no other way.
But get us in there. Speak on our behalf that we are the adventurers that you bought off.
But then what if they ask about? What about they ask about Malmint and Braddock?
What you tell them is your choice. They could have been foolish enough to get into a bar fight and arrested. What you say of those other two is no, never mind to me. But if you wish to earn the coins and you wish to help us, that is your choice, as long as the remainder of my group agrees, except for Myrtle. She will agree to the 10 coins. They were not hers to keep. And she'll look at Odreth and Bernie to see if they would also be in agreement.
Arlen?
Yeah, we can go.
He definitely seems willing to guide you.
Okay, Myrtle will hand him the 10 coins because she knows that if she doesn't, Gwynen's going to take them all away from her.
Okay. All right. He's like in awe. I think you've got yourself a hireling. Okay. All right. So I guess you will probably rest a little bit. Everyone can get a hope back.
Okay.
Do elves get a hope for a prolonged rest too? Or
No, I don't think so.
okay. But everyone else can get a hope back. Or you can use a fellowship to get your hope back if you wanted to. Everyone has to agree, but
Yeah, I could do one.
Okay.
One fellowship.
Yeah.
Get back to full.
Gwenen doesn't mind.
Okay. And Gwen, you got one back or two? You just get one back for a prolonged rest. But if you wanted to take another one, you could use a fellowship.
She won't take those away.
Okay. So
then she's down one. She'll be more cautious using them though.
All right. I don't think I have you guys. But I will. So you're using one from the fellowship?
Yes, one from the fellowship for Ordreth.
Okay. All right. So now we get to go. Well, as you guys make your preparations, Now we get to go into the adventuring phase. As you guys travel,
how does Myrtle add her newly acquired knife to her sheet?
yeah, what can give you the equipment?
Okay, so I was totally wrong. It's not a hope recovery issue. It's a shadow reduction. It's different for high elves. That similar, they can only reduce shadow
Okay.
During the Yule Fellowship phase, but they recover hope normally, which is good.
The knife, that's fine. Its type is daggers. They don't have it.
Oh, well, I put spears because it's not an axe.
It's brawling. It's brawling.
It's what?
Brawling. So.
Rolling. What do you mean rolling? There's only axes, bows, spears, and swords.
Yeah. So what is brawling use? Athletics?
I think you just use. That's what I was saying. Is you just use your best other combat skill -1 for a weapon that's not really like a dedicated melee weapon, like for a dagger or something.
I don't understand what you're asking me, Carl. I'm trying to add the knife. So it says
Yeah.
Type would be a spear. Damage would be what?
Damage is going to be for the knife. Oh, it's just there. 2.
Okay, and injury?
Is 14.
And load?
Load is nothing.
Okay. And it's just a knife, right?
Yeah, it's just a knife.
It's not a special knife or anything like that. I can just put knife.
Yeah. Okay. It can also be thrown.
Is this like the goblin short spear that I have where it's a +1 or no?
No, because you just have that. That is a special spear. It's a bell or whatever.
All right.
Or whatever G is.
So hopefully I have that correct.
Yep. That's correct. Cool. All right. So I will switch you guys here in a second as I get to the.
FGK is fell grievous keen, and that's the fell is injury rating, grievous is basic damage, and keen is critical hits, basically. Right? Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So that G must be because of something else.
No, G is grievous, right? Grievous, right?
Yeah.
I think she got a grievous something or another. She rolled for it.
Yeah.
And put it on her little spear.
Oops. Let me try to get these guys. Try to get up.
Except these guys were kind of normal size, so this could potentially be another spear for her at her size, but I put it as a knife.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. All right, let me set up the. Okay. I'm setting up.
You get. I'm sorry. I thought you got one. I missed for character creation. In the old system, you had to choose a reward or a virtue when you start, but you get both of them.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to choose some other bonuses.
Well, you get a wisdom and a virtue, or
yeah. In the old system, you started with one of each, and then you picked one to go up to 2.
Yeah.
And this one, you start with one of each, and you get one of each.
Right.
All right. And I think mastery cannot be used on combat skills, if I remember.
Oh.
That's part of. I will double check, but if I remember, that was part of. The problem is that if you're favored on any combat skills, and so you roll the d12 multiple times, you get way more critical hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember, but I will double check before.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me delete those bandit tokens. Those extra ones that are on the map. I'm really doing this. Oh, how weird. Okay. No, it took that away. I guess a bandit token was like a hanger.
Mhm. Hang around.
Yeah.
Trying to play Myrtle like a thief, but I normally don't play thieves, so we'll see.
No, I think you're playing her fine. I mean, you play her like you want to play her. As long as you, right,
Well, I mean,
the idea is to buy into the lore and, you know, right?
mhm.
I think. Oh,
So are we ever supposed to get in touch with Gandalf?
you can during the fellowship
Oh,
phase.
and it changed.
So, I mean, would we, while we were resting, could she have sent a note to him or a
Yeah.
message or something and said, we're going to do this, and kind of keeping him up to date about those coins and what's going on there?
Mhm. Oh, you have a pony. Someone has a pony, right?
Yes,
Uh,
Myrtle has a
Broody
pony.
also has a pony.
Oh, nice. That's good. That helps with
I
stuff.
don't remember what she named it. I think I put it on here. Hold on.
Mhm.
Um, did we put it up there? She does have a pony, though. You told me to put it somewhere. Sage is her pony. Half pony. Half pony. Her half pony's name is Sage. Which a half pony probably feels like a horse to her.
Mhm. I'm going to use a pony then as the company's little token here in Bree. You're in Bree, so he's telling you to just to outline your. So you're going to go. I mean, Sarnford is here, right? So you can travel down the road and across, or along the edge of the Barrow Downs and down if you want. I would recommend the road, and then after that, apparently to here. So that's going to be like your journey. You can obviously you can take a pause in the journey at Sarnford and rest, and then after that, it's across the the lost realm of Arnor to
Well, how
the bay.
long will it take us to get from the pony to the first point?
Um, uh, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 2 or 3 days, depending on how your travel goes.
Okay, because I'm thinking at that first place we should probably see if we can find an inn
Yeah,
and
undoubtedly,
and
some
rest.
Sarnford. I hope we'll find out.
Well, I think doesn't that, if we take a long rest there, doesn't that a help everybody get their
I think you want to take a prolonged rest there, but you can rest there and regain some fatigue if possible.
well, not just fatigue, but it allows us to get more information or
Yeah, maybe.
maybe pick up, like, I was trying to think of the word rumors, like rumors.
Mhm.
What do you think, Arlen?
Uh, yeah, I think figuring out if we can chat with people about what's going on.
Yeah, is there like an inn or an area over here, like a pub or something that we can stop at?
At Sarnford,
Because
I
I'm
hope,
assuming this has been a long and tedious travel because, Myrtle's got to have first and second breakfasts and constantly snacking on stuff, and she's probably got the pony's little pockets stocked full of like snacks and everything.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something there at Soundford. I'll have to check.
Okay.
Look on the wiki.
So, but I can't move the pony. No moving the pony.
What's that?
No, I said I cannot move the pony. Because I'm assuming that Gwennon, being a ranger, would know like rest stops and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, again, there it is. There is something on Soundford. I will tell you. It said there was. Um, yeah, Soundford has always been a strategic place for defense against threats coming from the south.
Okay. So it's pretty populated.
It lies on the road. No, hold on. It's just a ford. It's not a. Um, give me a. You can give me an explore or a lore roll. Um,
Which
people.
one do you want? Because she's trained in both of those.
Yeah. Well, explore will. She can use her map if she uses explore.
Okay. And does she get a bonus dice for using the map?
Yes.
One.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Extraordinary success. Two. Extraordinary two successes.
All right. There is an elven camp near Sarnford.
Okay. She will apologize to Ordra that Myrtle might ask a lot of questions about the elven world and trees and everything else along there.
Yeah, there's a. Let's see.
Can you move the pony? Because I can't move the pony.
Oh no, we haven't gone yet. Oh yeah, I got to do it. We haven't. We have to do the journey stuff first. But
Oh,
so you know that there is a elven camp right outside of Sarnford, and that gets with an extraordinary scent. A success you probably know one of the people there at that camp.
okay.
Controlled by all players. Okay, we should be able to move it now.
Okay, we just said we had a left, so.
No. Roll me a D4.
D4.
Mm-hmm. All right. You know their leader, Aranwe.
Aranwe.
Aranwe. I'll put it in the chat.
Arawe.
All right. I don't know how you know their leader. You can figure that out. But with an extraordinary success, you know there's an elven camp just outside of Sarnford. You may be able to rest there temporarily before you head to Eredluin. I think that would prompt either a lore roll from Bruni or Oradreth too.
All right, I will do. Rooney will roll lore. Great success.
Woohoo!
All right.
Bruni is really good at lore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's called Tyndalen, and you know that northwest of Sarnford lies what remains of an elven refuge protected by a wood, in the center of which is a small lake. Its foundation dates back to ancient times, and it is said that it was originally blessed with a guardian spirit. Unfortunately, its original splendor was marred by a terrible battle against a shadow, and since then the place has never been the same. In time, it was completely abandoned, but apparently, according to Gwennon, there is an elven camp there now. Again,
Gwennon is pretty convinced that they're trying to resettle it or have a better presence there.
And Bruni could suggest, it's up to you, Bruni, that they're probably trying to tame, reform, or do something about that guardian spirit that's probably been twisted.
Hmm.
That's what Bruni would know, since he got a great success.
Would Odroff know anybody there? Odroff?
Or Orodreth, that's up to Orodreth.
Uh, who knows?
You can roll 50
I
50.
don't. It probably. I think he doesn't know of anybody necessarily that he expects to be there, but he's, elves that are traveling around. He probably knows a couple of them, and so if there's one there that he runs into there, he wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we could
But
do that when we get there.
yeah, I think that's the thing to do.
Okay. So let's run. So basically, I put you guys over here on the side here.
Okay.
So Bruni, I guess, is the guide. He's going to travel. You'll get a bonus from Sornon.
Nice.
And then so the procedure is we roll travel, and then I roll an event, and then depending on what the event is, then it'll either be hunting, explore, or awareness. Just depends what I roll, and then those people roll that, and then we'll see what the events might be and how you mitigate the effects of the travel.
Okay.
So, all right. So I guess we'll start with a travel roll. You get a bonus, but you might be mitigated also because you're traveling along the road.
And what would the travel roll be? Just regular travel?
Bruni's going to roll travel here.
Okay.
So, and I don't see if we get any bonuses here. Uh, I don't think there's any changes. There's only things with regards to events. So I guess go ahead and roll the travel, but you get a bonus dice. And we are here in Wildlands, like to the east are Darklands of the South Downs, and to the west are the Barrow Downs. So it's not a happy place, but you're trying to avoid that by going along the road, down the greenway. So travel, Arlen.
Travel. No.
Hmm.
Terrible.
That's not good. So failure on the travel. All right. If the travel roll, okay, then the event.
I guess we're delaying a day.
No. All right. So it's not great going and kind of move down from Bree. The Barrow Downs are to your left or to your right, and the South Downs are to your left. It's very bleak. Even though it's spring, it's just like spring hasn't come to those places yet. So then we determine an event. Okay, so I select the targets. So it's going to be the hunters. So this is going to be you, Gwennon.
Okay.
And
You need a hunting roll?
not yet. Okay. All right. So give me a hunting roll. Yes.
No bonus dice, correct?
No bonus dice. Unless you have a, yeah.
I'm
Unless
it's
you,
checked and I'm trained in it, but that was but it's asking for macro options. So why did it
oh,
I don't know why it rolled it twice, but
Oh, maybe something happened there. All right. Well, the first roll, you're only down by one, so you can use a hope to make that a success if you would like.
And if you use a hope, it'll become a great success because you rolled a 6 on one of your.
Yes.
Okay, I'll use it.
Oh, it's a great. It's nice. Okay. Oh, that's right. It would be a great success. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, that's great. You there could have been a mishap. It seems like I'll describe the mishap. For some reason, as you're traveling down, Sage gets spooked, but Gwennon is able to spooked and bolts towards the Barrow Downs, those bleak hills with old ruins that are very shadowy. So whatever spooked Sage, she bolts off, but Gwennon is able to corral her very quickly, and then you also, I would say, even though the Barrow Downs is bleak, sometimes there, with a great success, sometimes there are strange rewards, and you're able to find some herbs to bring some taste to your otherwise potentially bland stew that you make along the road. So that kind of bolsters spirits that a potential mishap with Sage darting off to fight Barrow Wights is avoided by Gwennon's quick action. So we will only the mishap, it would have been the roll fails and you would add 1 day to the length of the journey, but instead, and then you gain additional fatigue, but instead you only gain 1 fatigue instead of 2 with that great success. So everyone gets 1 fatigue.
Okay, so where do I put that on the character sheet?
So on the character sheet, if you look,
it's right under endurance.
Yeah, right under endurance. There says fatigue. It says fatigue shadow, but the one on the left is fatigue.
Don't see it.
So I can put it there for you if you want.
I see experience. I see heart, strength, wits. I see
strength, heart, wits. So there's like endurance, current endurance, and then that one to the bottom right of current endurance is fatigue. So I put 1 there.
I don't see it. I see fatigue shadow.
Yeah, it's fatigue. So the one to the box to the left is fatigue. The box to the right is shadow.
Okay, I still only have a 0 there.
Yeah, I put a 1.
No, it's a 0.
Okay, if you could put a 1 there, that'd be great.
Okay, and everybody gets that, right?
Yeah, everyone gets that. So Gwennon but it could have been 2. You didn't travel as much as you wanted to. It'd be nice to.
You put it on Myrtle. That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah. Oh, duh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that's the events of the day. And now, right. And now I think it is. Is up for the travel roll again.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and am I supposed to get a bonus die for Sornin?
Yes.
That also, okay. I don't think I did that last time, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. Bonus die 1. Yes, great success.
Oh, great success. Nice. Okay. So with a great success, okay. Oh, nice. Okay. So 1, 2. So you feel like you're very close. You're very close. You say you'll make it to Sarn Ford within the half day tomorrow. You've made a lot of headway. You passed the crossroads. Maybe you even took a shortcut because Oradreth or the guys like, oh, we don't want we go this way, and there's a little like trail that's pretty looks like everyone takes it, no one goes all the way down to the crossroads. They cut the crossroads, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Sornan is able to Sorson is able to help you find a little shortcut, and you make some really great time. And then the event is also Hunter again. It seems like.
Okay. Still hunting again?
Oh no!
Oh no. You want me to roll hunting again?
Yes.
Okay, because you said no. And do I get a bonus dice at all?
Yes, I'll give you a bonus dice because that person got a great got a great success before.
Okay, successful.
Oh, you got a success.
Yes.
Rolled a whole bunch. Wait, where are you?
I only rolled it once. I got a 23 total.
Okay.
My target number is 13.
Oh, there. Gotcha. All right. So that's interesting. So it says the roll fails, a target is wounded, but you made it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you got a success. Okay. And the suggestion they give. Okay. All right. So the shortcut, while increasing the way that you travel, also when Gwennon is going out looking for game, she almost gets bitten by a snake in the grass while she's hunting, but manages to still, get a couple rabbits for the evening meal. So she avoids being wounded or bitten by the snake, which is odd. And the trail, unfortunately, was up and down hills and through a little set of woods. So you guys gained 3 fatigue from that.
It's not really a shortcut, and he's not helping us then.
Well, you did travel, today instead of like 20 miles or so, you traveled, about, sorry, instead of about 40 miles, you traveled about 80 miles today or so. It was a good call. Yeah. Okay.
3 fatigue for today?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right. Yep. So give me another travel roll as well, but make it favored because you're probably have a light day today.
I already have travel favored.
Oh, favored. Okay.
But I could do an extra bonus die.
Yeah, I guess we could do an extra bonus dice. Yeah.
Another great success.
Awesome. Okay, so you make it to Sarn's Ford like in no time at all. You could even make it up to the Elven camp if you wish. And let me see anything interesting during the day. And this is for the lookout. So whoever is their lookout.
I have no idea.
Oradreth is the lookout.
I was going to say, not Myrtle. You can't see over the trees.
All right, so give me a roll, and that was a great success on Bruni, so you get a bonus dice.
Awareness with a bonus die. Nice.
Okay, you guys only gain 1 fatigue. The 4, so it's spring, and I guess the thaw hasn't come as quickly, or maybe too quickly. And the ford is like overrun. This time you almost lose Bruni's pony gets tumbled down the Brandywine. I think that's the Brandywine. Yeah, it is, right? Is it the Brandywine? Yeah, across the ford. Yeah, the Branduin or the Brandywine. But Oradress, quick thinking and awareness of the situation awareness is able to rescue poor Bruni's unnamed pony from death and loss of supplies. And it's a nice, refreshing bath for everyone. So you even take, because it's a leisurely journey, everyone takes time to splash in the water a little bit, and the nice, cool, refreshing water. Refill your canteens, and you make it to the camp, where I don't have a map for it. Well, I do have a map for it, but
Well, Gwennon will suggest that we all rest as we are fatigued.
yes. So when you get to the Elven camp, everyone can actually make a travel roll, and if you make it, you get one plus a certain number of fatigue, or a certain number of fatigue back, I believe.
No bonus dice for this, right? Just regular.
Oh yeah, because you got 2 great successes on this, so I give you everyone a bonus dice. It was a leisurely trip.
Okay. Well, Gwennon was successful. And Myrtle.
Bruni, great success, or a dread, and a failure.
A feat success? What the heck did Myrtle roll? Carl, what is this?
She got a Gandalf, so she succeeded automatically. It's an auto success.
So do we get something for having a Gandalf die?
Yeah, I think it counts as an extra success. So, success. So if you made your travel,
Yes.
you reduce the fatigue by 1 plus 1 for each extra success. So for Myrtle, it'd be 2. And everyone else would be 1. Oh no, Bruni got a great success too. No, he didn't.
Yeah, Bruni got a great success.
Yeah, so 2 for him, 1 for Gwennon, 2 for Myrtle, and then Ordreth is still tired.
And then do we do pony and horse fatigue stuff now?
Oh yes. The vigor, you lose the vigor. You also subtract the vigor of your pony, right?
Yeah.
From what?
From your fatigue.
Everybody?
Just Myrtle and Bruni.
Orodreth has a full horse, not even a pony.
So really?
Yeah. Well, because he's an elf of Rivendell.
Yeah.
They've got lots of extra cash to burn.
True.
And also full size legs so they can, ride a real horse instead of a pony.
Yeah. So I think the vigor is on your sheet, right?
Yeah, my vigor
Yeah.
of my half pony is 1.
Yeah.
So I took 1 more off.
Yep. Nice.
So
all right.
Myrtle is feeling so relaxed and happy. She only is 2 fatigued now out of 5.
Nice. All right. So as you guys come up upon the camp, you are met by an elven scout armed with a bow. He goes, he says, "Who are you? What is your business here?"
I am Gwennon, and I am here to see Arweed. Is he in camp?
She looks at you. Orodreth, roll me a 50-50.
All right. 50-50. 1d2s. 1d2.
All right. You don't know this particular scout. Right. Are we doing high or lower? I didn't know.
Oh, I guess we should have decided. It's okay. I don't need to know this guy. Or Jeth will say, My Govanen Melon, please, we come seeking information.
And a place to rest for the evening.
And the Dunedain, I guess, or singular, knows your leader.
Mm-hmm. Goes, ha. Interesting. He says, well, be welcome. There are 3 more of us here. One of ours is wounded.
Who might be wounded?
She says, or he says, because our scholar Randur is injured.
I have some meager health training. I am happy to look at him.
Yes, we welcome you, and they take you to the grove. You meet two other elves there. Among them is Aronwi.
No, she failed at trying to help him.
Oh no. Okay, we'll have to describe what's going on with him too. All right.
Well, it seems like things I have points in, I roll terribly. Things I don't, I roll fine.
Yeah. All right. So Rounder is wounded and clearly in pain. He accepts your help, but unfortunately, you can't.
Well, so Orodreth also could. He's got good healing and a healing balm that might help.
Okay. Yeah.
So I will, try to use the ancient elven lore of healing people, giving them some medicine so that they get better.
Okay.
Success.
Nice.
See,
Okay. That's
all Gwennon knows is to put herbs on it.
yeah. All right. Well, you meet two other of their kind. You can roll to see if you know one of them. Maybe.
2d2, not 12d2. 2d2. Don't know these ones either.
Okay. All right. All right. So
And
so now that you're healing,
we is there?
yes. She says, "We've been here for some time," says Randor, and then Aranwi there said, "Yes, I meant to leave Middle Earth soon, but first I want to recover an heirloom that belonged to my household, counted among the founders of the refuge." And then Randor says, "Yes." He explains as you're healing him. When we arrived, we entered the wood and headed for the lake. As you might know, this camp has been established for uh, like Aranwe said, for some time. But then we've been recently mercilessly tormented by the animals of the forest for no apparent reason. No, so fierce was their beast onslaught and so great their surprise that we had to split and flee. Actually, when you ask for Aranwe, he is not there. We were meant to regroup at the camp, but Aranwe has yet to return. And
Or
the other
might he
one,
be that I can perhaps maybe go looking for him?
and then the scout said, "Yes, that is why I hesitated a little bit when you said that you knew him, or maybe you had run into him down along the road or at the ford, but he is yet to return."
I have
And
known
then
him from years, and from originally traveling to Riverdale, I met him there.
as well, the other elf is a woman. Uh, I don't recall. Wow. Okay.
Does Bordroth know them too? Or doesn't know him? Or
No.
No, I rolled.
The other elf is a woman. Um, she seems young and hot headed. And she is goes, "Yeah, well, I'm glad that we have more people here. Now we can go look for our own." She stands up, slashing the air with her sword. And Randor says, "This Surian, please." Because uh, clearly these folks, while these are good folks. While they are a company, it seems, of adventurers. And then they kind of look at Sornun, and that one, I've seen his kind before.
he has
Breath,
changed his ways and is now helping us.
Brethel says, "Yes, we've been weary of men around here because we believe they're here to steal."
Well, the only one that's here to steal would be Myrtle. But I will keep an eye on her.
And they kind of laugh. Hobbits?
Hobbits. Hobbitits.
Little one, even though you're not that far, but far for a hobbit.
And she would say, I'm not stealing, I'm acquiring treasure. I'm not stealing. If somebody abandons it into my hand, it's not stealing. She's trying to play it as if she's not stealing.
Because, well, you are welcome to stay here at our camp, but we will, well, they kind of don't ask for any help. Just that's just their nature.
Well, Gwennon would say, and where did you last see are we? Do you know what direction he went so that I may go see if I can find him?
Because I mean, Ruthar says we could use the help, my brethren, and then Brethel is like, except for this one who I do not know.
He will not be any problems for you.
Well, they actually point to Orodreth. Except for this one, I do not know. The others, well, they are not of the Eldar. Maybe there's things that they should not know.
Myrtle will pipe up and say, I know things because Gandalf is my friend. He told me all about how you take boats to faraway places so you could be forever happy, and he tells me all about herbs and flowers and stars and night skies. I feel like
She goes, Randor, the one who Orodreth has helped. He looks at Orodreth and he says, he actually says in Elven, he goes, does that one tell the truth?
And Orodreth will say, it is true. The little one has gained the attention of Mithrandir, the Grey Wizard.
See, I don't lie. He'll tell you I don't lie. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm not lying. She'll immediately sit down and start eating like an apple or something out of Sage's pocket, because she's always hungry. She's a little hobbit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You're gonna have to need. So again, they're very tight-lipped about what they're here for, other than Randor, who has been a little more open, saying that their leader is missing, and the other two didn't seem to appreciate that.
Well, can Gwennon roll aware or insight or something like that to see if she can figure out that information?
What information? Like why they're here?
Why they're here, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can use.
Because it says awareness represents a hero's readiness to react and his ability to notice something unexpected, out of the ordinary, or difficult to detect.
I think it would be like courtesy or riddle or persuade even.
You like to pick things I don't have things in. I'm actually trained in awareness and it's checked.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I'm giving it to you without having to roll. You know that they're holding something back, so it's just how do you coax them either nicely or with force to tell you why they're there. You're welcome to stay in the camp, but they, other than Randor, they are, like I said, close.
You want me to do courtesy?
Well, anyone can. It doesn't have to be Gwennon. It could be Myrtle. It could be any of the Bruni or Orodreth as well, or a group thing, multiple things.
Well, Myrtle
It'd be like a mini council,
is
really.
trained in courtesy. And she's trained in riddle. She's got better riddle. She can try riddle.
Yeah, riddle could be is get wait kind of you can do riddle to kind of get the information out of them without them kind of really knowing. Kind of using your like little basically. Okay.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, and then I accidentally closed Myrtle here. I mean, Gwennon can try, but I'm asking you what you want Gwennon to roll.
Oh, oh well. How are you? I would say courtesy probably is the best one, but you or persuade because she's not trying to like force it out of them, right? You're trying to be nice here. You can try to use hope, and that if you have any distinctive features, right? That's what that stuff's for.
Well, the ones that you're picking, I don't have anything in really outside of courtesy, so she was successful with courtesy.
Oh, nice. Okay. And Bruni or Orodreth, do you want to contribute?
So I think Orodreth would, yeah, similar kind of courteous, try to just say, look, we are here and we are capable adventurers. If there's anything that we can do to find and return Iran, we would be happy to help.
Okay. Go for it.
Prissy, and it's still doing the funny. Nope.
Well, Gwennon would say, I have known him for a long time, and I, like yourself, wish to bring him back. So if you point me in the direction that he once was, I will certainly go and look for him. If you could stay and watch The Hobbit, please.
All right, Bruni, do you want to contribute?
I think Bruni might do like a scan, try to see if he can tell like what's going on here in the camp, like what they have set up, if they have any like gear out or other kind of anything that would suggest something more about their purpose from what he can look around and see is my idea.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, they tell Gwennon you're more than happy to go looking for Aranwe if you know him.
Well, I remember from all the times that I have met him, he has a very keen sense of direction. And where he leaves from, he tends to come back to. And if he doesn't come back right away, he usually has a purpose or a reason for it not being an immediate thing. Perhaps if you told me where he was and what he was looking for, might lead me to a conclusion as to where to look. Or would I roll hunting to see if I can find a track or something for him?
If you go out and look for him on your own, you could do that. But you're trying to get information out of these guys.
Yeah.
So
I guess we should also ask about like because they mentioned they've seen guys like Sornin around. If they have any information about that, they could tell us too.
yeah. Okay.
That would be good. And maybe Orodreth will say that in Elvish so that he, doesn't understand.
Okay.
That
I
seems
think
like
Gwennon wants to try something else though to try to still figure out why they're here. Or I mean, you can.
well, yeah, I want to figure out that too eventually. I just also want to, before we end the conversation, ask about the other.
Give me insight with a bonus dice because you're friends with this Aranwi. Maybe he told you something, and you're trying to. Yeah, you have insight.
And I'm
And it's
trained in
favored.
insight, so
Favored, yeah.
and one bonus dice.
Yes. And you can go ahead and do the scan. Oh, Bruno, you didn't say anything either. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So, and then Orodreth, you were asking them about. Oh, they tell you. I guess the guy, he says that place is a foul place. The place that those men come from. It is, if that man is not tainted yet, he will be soon, or perhaps your company has rescued him. But they are led by someone who is closer to shadow than they are. An evil man.
Sword in.
That's what Runar tells you. I mean, yeah, Rundar. Randor. He's very grateful that you stopped the pain. And actually, did you get a great success on that? I can't remember.
Yeah, on the medicine I did.
The medicine? Okay, so he was like
healing.
Like
regular success, not a great success.
Yeah,
sorry.
Most of his deep wounds are like by slashes and cuts from like a whip.
Mm-hmm.
There's no whips around here. Brambles and trees.
Did Gwenin learn anything with her insight?
Yes. So you know that Aranwi talked greatly about his sister Mirwen.
Mirwen?
Yes, and it said that she was lost back in the wars of early in the Third Age. And so he's either here to recover her body or something that she had. So he could have very well pressed on to what they're looking for.
Okay. Well, Gwenin wants to ask, I guess if Arlen's character is talking to one of them, she can't really talk to the same one, nor can she?
Now, you're talking probably to Brethil.
She would say, is he here looking for Merwin's body or treasure that Merwin had? Maybe that necklace or ring she had from the family? He's spoken many times about her lost in battle years ago.
Oh, okay. Bilrian says kind of somewhat defensively, although she doesn't have she was swinging her sword earlier, but she's kind of put it to the side. She says, what do you know of Aranwi and his family, our family?
Oh, so you must be the younger sister.
No, cousin.
Cousin. I have known him for years, like I said. It is part of the upbringing of my culture that I study in Rivendell. And I've studied there for years. That's where I have made the acquaintance of Ordrith over here. And I became very close to him as a friend. And he spoke a lot of Merwin and of his parents and their trip, meaning on the boat to eternal life. But he has spoken much about how he is still remiss at losing her, and of the jewelry that was passed through the family that was given to her. And he wished someday to retrieve it for his own children.
So Silurian says, well, if you think that fool was fool enough to continue alone, well, we will join you to try to recover him. Well, yes. Randor says, I'm in no position, but that is up to you and your company. He says first in Westruun, and then I guess he says it first in Elven, and then he says it again in Westruun.
To Gwenin?
Well, he's saying it out loud, and then he's like, oh, and then he switches to West. So he says it to Ordrith first in Elvish, and then he says it again in
Although Gwynin probably speaks Sindarin at least,
Yeah,
also, right? Because the
yeah,
Rangers.
right.
Yeah, I mean, she would
But yeah,
understand what they're saying.
yeah. So it seems like we should go looking for a runway and make sure everything's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. And this is probably a good place to stop then, because if we're going to
Yes.
continue
Yeah, yeah,
on to Tyndalen, the Elven Refuge, and see what has become of it, um, which is kind of cool. That's like I said at the beginning. We go where the player characters want to. I guess Brethel adds because he was hearing the conversation between Orodreth and Randor. He says they have a camp of about 10 or so of their kind, led by that man from Umbar. He's definitely from the south.
yep,
And Gwennon would in Elven say there is no need to switch your language in front of me. I understand perfectly. So of
Oh,
course,
Randor says, "Oh, I know, Dunedain.
yes.
It is for the dwarf and the hobbit. I do not want to be discourteous."
No, the Hobbit's used to it. There's certain things the Hobbit doesn't need to know. And if it's treasure she can take, that is certainly one of the things I'd rather her not know. But she would also suggest that they rest because they've been traveling for a while, and obviously Arwen is not going to go any further than what he is capable of without leaving tracks that we can't track later.
This is true. Yes, let us rest here. This forest is not kind, says Rundar. And then you guys have like a little meal. You probably sing some songs a little bit, and everyone can regain one more hope and relieve a little bit more fatigue in the company of these elves that seemed very tense and defensive initially, but I think you put them at ease. You're not here to steal. Sornon is like totally freaked out. He's been very quiet. Um, yeah.
Little human, tell us what is on your mind.
Um, Give me I think you're still in the awe stage with him, so roll me awe.
Me?
Yes. And do you have like a, yeah,
She's not
yeah.
great at all, but she'll roll it. Nope, of course not.
And he's like, nothing, ma'am, nothing.
Okay, well, rest easy.
Mm-hmm.
You might not want to sleep so close to the Hobbit that she takes back the coins that I made her give you.
Well, very cool. Well, thank you guys for indulging me in the One Ring. I hope we can play sooner rather than later. I'm kind of enjoying this. I do like delving into Middle Earth a lot and telling our own stories. And now we have two. What what is happening here at Tyndalen, and what is going on with the tower, and what are those men doing, led perhaps by a man from Umbar? So, so we do get XP in this game, and we do have to do treasure. So XP, you guys will get. We've been playing since about 11:30,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you guys get 3 XP, 3 adventure points, and 3 skill points for the session, and we can discuss off camera what we can do with those.
Okay, so
Um,
XP 3, Adventure 3.
3, yes, and then treasure points. I will have to look up to see because you guys did get a little bit of coin.
Um, well, Myrtle did. But Gwennon will make her split that amongst the group, minus the 10 that she made her give to someone. Thorman.
Yes. So how do we do this?
Well, while we figure that out, we can tell our listeners good night, good rolling. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss part 2.
Yeah.
And do you want to say anything to close to them?
No. Hope you guys join us again. We'll figure out this treasure set thing in a second. And good night and good rolling.